I love my old Epson inkjet printer, but I bought something brand new. Why? Because my old printer uses these insanely expensive inkjet cartridges, and this new one uses these nice big bottles of less expensive ink. But are printer companies really trying to save us money? Well, that's what I'm going to find out. Just so you're aware, this is not a sponsored video. I bought this machine with my own money, and if I don't like it, I will return it. This is an Epson EcoTank printer, and you do pay more up front for the machine itself, and this model is one of the more expensive ones in the EcoTank line because it's a printer, copy, scan, and fax machine. The printer invites you to download this app, which helps ease the setup process. So let's get this thing fired up and ready to go. The app is pretty good at walking you through everything, and this is what I'm here for, the EcoTank cartridge-free system. This is a nice big bottle of black ink, and all you have to do is insert the bottle into the corresponding filling port. I like the sound of that. It takes about a minute for each color port to fill up. So we'll close this and do the same thing for the cyan ink. I did start to wonder what would happen if I put the wrong color into the wrong port, but actually that's impossible because these bottles have these different key-shaped notches per color that prevent that from happening. And this process is pretty easy, and you can't overfill it because it stops draining into the port once it's full. I was actually surprised to see that I had a little ink left over. Now at this stage I did have one hiccup where the app just sort of paused, and that freaked me out a little bit. I had to start using the printer's touchscreen to finish the process of initializing the ink. And that actually took about 10 minutes and used up a lot of ink. I guess moving it into internal reservoirs or something. And after this process, it prompted me to print out some quality tests. I will say the paper tray is a little flimsy, but it seems to work okay. So this is a pretty standard print test for each of the colors, and wow, okay, no problems here. Next, the machine printed a few more sheets and asked me to examine different tests and punch in the number of the most successful result. But now it's time for the true test. I need to be able to print on cardstock paper, so let's get a sheet of that in here. Now, I'm a papercraft artist, and this is a new project that I'm working on. Okay, so let's check the settings. There's the ET-4850 options, media and quality, okay, media type. Okay, lots of options. Let's start with the photo matte paper on the best setting and print. Okay, here it comes. It's looking good. The colors might not be perfect yet. Luckily, it's printing great on the cardstock. That's not a problem. Nice and smooth, no smearing. I want a closer look. This is called a loop. It magnifies things 8 times. So you can sort of see how a printer uses CMYK inks to form a full color image. And what you really don't want to see here is banding or lines. And I don't see that. So let me mess with the print settings a little bit to see if I can get the color more like I expected. The photo matte paper setting is probably putting too much ink down on this cardstock, so let's switch to the plain paper setting. And yes, as you can see, I've tried a lot of different settings and the colors look much better, especially in the brown areas. Now I'm getting excited. Let's try glossy photo paper because that might be more of what you'll be using this printer for. This is high gloss Epson paper, and again, we need to make sure there's no smearing. Okay, yes, this printout looks great. I just don't use glossy paper for my papercraft projects because it doesn't fold well. Here's the glossy print under 8 times magnification, and the dots look really good. Green is made of yellow and blue dots, and look how uniform this large patch of green really is. Okay, now I'm flashing forward in time from when I filmed this footage because I've been using this EcoTank printer exclusively now for a number of days, and so far so good. The ink levels really have not changed much, and I've been printing a lot of color prints. But rest assured, if I have any trouble with this printer, I'll let you know in a follow-up video. I've included links in the description if you want to check this printer out for yourself. But you're probably curious what my papercraft project looks like all put together. Well, here it is. And actually, if you want to make one of these with your new printer, you can. Just watch this tutorial video to find out how.